Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your September 2015 Alchemy Scope. Thank you for your patience. I am essentially 2 weeks late in getting this out. Typically, if you've tuned in before, you know that I run with the natural cycles, which is new moon to new moon, 13 moons throughout the year. And I just had too much going on. I had to really stop things and refocus. So thank you for your patience. So I'm doing this one a little bit different this month because it's coming now at the beginning of September. This reading for you will in fact be for the whole month of September. So the intentioned pieces that were brought forward for this when I was doing the spread, because I've already shuffled my cards, and as we're sitting here, the intentioning is for the entire month of September. So when I do yours for October, which will come about in the middle of September at the new moon, you're going to have some overlap of this thematic rich story that's coming now during the whole month. And then what's going to kind of start folding in at the middle of September for that next phase. Okay, so you're going to have duplicate messages, but intermeshed, and they'll fold in and fold out, just as things do in nature. There's no hard line of shift and change. Things fold in and fold out. So that gives you a little bit of a background there. So let's start with, if you've tuned in before, you know this is a 6-point alchemy scope. It's a holistic tool in order to bring forward for you the stories, cycles, patterns, archetypes, symbology that's coming through both on a macrocosmic level for the collective, as well as on a microcosmic level for you as a sign. And we'll dive in. So let's start with the symbology that was imbued in the new moon that we had on August 14th. It was a delicious symbol. And the reason being is because it happened at the 21-degree Leo point, and that was the same exact point as our Jupiter-Uranus, or excuse me, Jupiter-Venus conjunction on July 1st of this year. So this summer is thick with this particular symbol, which is a carrier pigeon fulfilling its mission. So what does that mean? It means that for us, for humanity, on a collective level, there are things happening, there are messages coming that need to come, that need to happen, that need to unfold for us to catapult to get to whatever next stage of our evolution is happening. We are all evolving very, very rapidly. For those that are really wanting it, it's happening exceedingly fast. Now, as I've said on some of the other scopes, at the end of September, we're already in it. So there's this kind of elevated energy that it's like a wave. It's like we're cresting. And at the end of September, we're going to come to a bit of a peak, of a culmination point of an energetic surge. And, you know, we're already feeling it now, but September is an intense month of kind of preparation, of taking care of things that need to be taken care of. So I'll be curious to see what's all going to come out today. Now, a couple things we've pulled up already. Let me go back, though, to the symbology. So the carrier pigeon fulfilling its mission, this is going to come in, or this will have been coming to you in different ways. Either intuitions and insights coming from within, and or communications, relational events, circumstances, conversations, signs, signals, whatever is coming from without. So both and. There are messages coming, things happening that needed to happen. It is the pigeon fulfilling its mission. So there's things coming to culminations, things coming to clarity. And there is some thick lack of clarity now too. So don't feel like if you don't have clarity, you're missing out. I do think that actually the influx of energy is an influx of information, and it inherently can cause a lot of confusion. So for example, if you are not clear about which path you want to take about one thing or another thing, you're not alone. And just just be mindful, just be attentive, just ground yourself and be attentive to yourself, self-honoring as much as you can during this time frame. And we'll see what's going to unfold for you this month. Hopefully some clarity will emerge if you haven't had any. And it could be on top of all that information coming in, you have had moments of deep clarity come. So that's the symbology for the moon. Now I have to tell you, Sagittarius, you received a gorgeous I Ching hexagram. So we looked at the symbology. Now we're looking at, for Sagittarius-centric people specifically, what I Ching hexagram is reflecting the energy set for you over the course of this next 30-day cycle. And for this scope, this is the whole month of September. You received number 55, abundance. It's a great one. Amazing. Now the 2 trigrams, so a hexagram is 6 lines stacked, 2 trigrams, 2 stacks of 3. This one is thunder above, fire below. So each trigram is an element of nature. Combined creates a new energy set. You received 55, great abundance. So again, I'm reading this from the Visionary I Ching. A time of abundance comes into full flower when the powers of a leader are at their peak. The situation is like that of the sun at midday, a high noon of clarity, insight, progress. Such peak periods can be brief. Whether this refers to a national cycle, a business boon, or a period of personal abundance, it is important to bale your hay while the sun is shining. During a period of abundance, it benefits one to show benevolence, to share the fruits of one's good fortune. Think of good deeds now as a hedge against times of scarcity in the future. This reading bodes well in the raising of children and the nurturing of a healthy family or any close-knit group. So Sag, that is kind of the energetic theme for you for the month of September. Now, let's go ahead and pull your spread. So as I've done in many of the other scopes, not all of them, I'm using my 144 card custom deck that I use for myself, that I made for myself, that I use for myself. I've had many people ask about it. This is not a publicly made or a mass-produced deck, at least as of now. So, but thank you for your compliments. I've already shuffled, and I do that for 2 reasons. One is time consuming, as I've said in probably all of the scopes. The other is, and it really is true, it is a sacred process to do the shuffling. So I like to keep aspects of this process, you know, sacred and private, because it just feels more appropriate, especially for the YouTube medium. It's wonderful to share as much as possible, but there's something wonderful too about honoring the sacredness of the process. So let's go ahead and pull. I am doing a synchronistic spread, which if you've tuned in before, you're familiar with it. Let's see what's coming up for Sagittarius. Okay. It's interesting. Let me take a look at it for a second here. Sag, you might, it feels like you're going to be going through a mix of 2 different things, 2 kind of aspects to this time frame of intensity. You're going to want to investigate happiness, joy, celebration with others, fun, events with people, connection with people. So you're going to be in a space of wanting to dive into having more fun and investigating it, because it seems like one of the themes that's active for some, if not a majority, of Sagittarius-centric people out there is about you feeling in a state of your happiness being lessened at this time. So perhaps you have been going through some stuff over the course of this summer. And it might be that in September, you're in a place of kind of wondering about what's going on for you right now. So your mind is going to be going into a place of investigating community, friends, celebration, fun, parties, connectedness. And I think, you know, it's interesting because it's almost like it could have to do with a creative project. It could have to do with work. It could have to do with something that you're working on with others. So that as you're in this state of why is happiness not abounding, you're going to feel that a particular project that you're associated with, something that you're connected with, something that you're working on currently, that involves other people, you're going to be tapping into connecting with those people to expand your joy level. I mean, this month you're going to want to expand your joy level. And it's interesting because with that 55 abundance, it's coming in as the energy theme. So it's right for you. Emotionally, you're going to be in a place of being able to sense beauty. You're going to be more in a space of openness and receptivity to beauty. Now, this is natural beauty, like the tree that's on the card, but it's also beauty of life. It's also feeling beauty, feeling beautiful yourself physically, but it's also, and it could be that, you know, it could be, I have to say, for some of you Sages watching, it could be that you feel unhappy with aging, for example. That's a theme for you this month, that you're feeling some unhappiness emerge about your beautification, how you perceive your own beauty. So for some of you, that could be an active theme. For others of you, you're going to be allowing, letting flow, surrendering to the beauty within yourself, in life, your perception of life, but also specifically, this is kind of referring to that which lies within a project that you're currently involved with. It could be work, but for a lot of people out there, they're not currently connected with work that brings them intense joy or that's connected to any kind of real beauty. It could very well be for some of you out there, it is. And you're able to access the beauty, able to see, able to feel the beauty in work. But I'm seeing this particular project as something different than work, something else. And it could be too, going to the first thing I said was that you almost make it a project to connect and to celebrate. Because the higher forces card came up, and it's as if you're going to feel on a very strong level, in a strong way, a need, a push, a motivation, something drawing you into connecting with others and having fun. Because of this place of feeling like bliss is left. You know, you might, that things feel not as juicy as you want them to feel, and you're going to be investigating it. You're going to be investigating powerful joy. So again, it could emerge through a project, or it could be that your beautification is a project that is going to tap into your celebratory nature, like you make yourself a project of beauty and health, and that's going to tap you into a more blissful state. So, or it could be that you just make it a project to have more fun, and you make it a priority. So it's interesting. With the flood of energy and with great abundance, let's see what else wants to come up here for you. So let's take a look. This is Doreen Virtue's Ascended Masters deck, as you're familiar with. So let's take a look at which Ascended Master. Stay focused. Katumi. That's an interesting one for you to get this month. I'll read it from Doreen's book here. Stay focused. Again, this particular month, there have been other signs that have received messages such as discernment come up. King Solomon priorities has been coming up recently yet again. It's been coming up all summer for many signs. So let's take a look at stay focused. Let me read what Doreen writes here. You drew this card as a reminder to stay focused upon your intentions, desires, and priorities. Don't allow yourself to be distracted by short-term situations, dramas, or other people's demands. And that could easily be referring to, Sag, to a sense that the bliss of life, like the juice of life, is slow, is ending, is leaving you at this time. So at this place of bliss slowing, it could be that it could be due to other people's pressure, demands, and what you're perceiving as intense pressure or intense numbness to it. So thus the higher power, the higher forces celebration wanting to come to the fore. She writes, devote regular amounts of time toward your projects and priorities. Say no to distractions and you will see results. Be assertive with demands upon your time. Keep your promises to yourself. Commit to your priorities. Spend time each day devoted to projects that are near and dear to your heart. So projects comes up again. So I'm going to hold both of these up together. So there is a project or perhaps multiple projects, Sagittarius, that you are to allow the beauty of to come to the fore and allow them to move you, because it will get you out of bliss diminishing. It will get you more into bliss growing. The abundance of it will become manifest. And you will, it feels like this month, the potential is so there for a very powerful kind of movement into celebration. So it could be a really fantastic month. But it is a bit about refocusing away. Stay focused on what you want, the celebration that you want, and eliminating focus on. Don't put the light of your focus on whatever's leaving or going or has gone. So this is Carolyn Mrs. Archetype card deck. And if you've tuned in before, this is about pulling up the qualities, the quality set that wants to be up-leveled and evolved within you during this particular cycle of September. So let's see what we have. Messiah. You know, Messiah's been coming up lately quite a bit. Let me read it to you. The shadow attributes: exaggerated belief that you are the only means through which a cause can succeed. And then what wants to be evolved, pushed forward, up-leveled within you, serving humanity with humility. So it is a matter of accessing, getting out of an egoic state, getting into a humble state. And I have to say, humility can be very misinterpreted as weakness. It's not at all. Humility is such a deep, wise sense of grace that's founded in it, in true humility. Humility is knowing that you, by doing your best, are doing your part, and you don't have to do it all, you know. Because of so much going on in the world now, within each of us as individuals, there's a lot going on, but in the world, there's a lot going on simultaneously, which is how it works anyway. And, you know, it can feel overwhelming. There's a lot happening, and it can feel, why do anything? You know, I don't make any effect, but that's not true. By just doing what you can do, by just doing your part, you actually heal the whole. So healing the part heals the whole inherently. And that gets me to your Dakini. Actually, that was a perfect, you know, transition. You received number 7 fractali. And fractals are living systems. Fractals are the self-similarity as seen infinitely through every system and through every manifest form within life, within cosmos, within nature. And you are to embody this. So when I pull up the Dakini for the signs, this is what Dakini embodiment would optimally serve, in your case, Sagittarius's flow this month. And you receive number 7 fractali. Now a note that on the Alchemy Scopes, which I started last December, they've always been set up this way, where I do the symbology for the new moon, and then it leads me to the macrocosmic energy with the I Ching. And of course, the I Ching consists of 64 hexagrams. And then we end it here with the Dakini, and the Dakini has 64, this is based on Penny Slinger's 64 Dakini Oracle, but this is based on the 64 Yogini Dakinis in India. So we have this kind of mandala sandwich going on, this book-ended symbology of the 64 within the mandala. So you, for your embodiment, you're guided to be fractali, okay? So I'm reading this. This is Penny Slinger. She is born from the air of consciousness and duplicates herself within the largest to the smallest form. Fractali is Dakini composed of transforming fractals. Fractals move out from her wherever and whenever she moves through her fractal universe. Her mission is to show us the fractal nature of all reality. Beneath the surface of appearances lies the magical united kingdom and queendom of fractal design. Perhaps that has something to do with your project. It could very well be, Sagittarius, that whatever project this is referring to for you, the principles of fractals is going to utterly serve you this month. Because what's happening, I'll come back to fractali. September, there is this welling of energy that I've talked about. There's a lot of creative projects that are asking to be instigated, if you've not instigated them, brought to fruition if you've been working at them for a while and haven't culminated them, or at least moved forward this month with kind of earnesty. So it could very well be that you're getting a really brilliant insight here into whatever project, whether it's a home project, a family relationship project, a work project, a creative project. So just FYI. She is one of the new Dakinis, revealing ancient secrets in our modern world. A fractal is a non-regular geometric shape, surface, or pattern that can be reduced into fragments, each of which has a similar shape or pattern of that of the whole. This is the property known as self-similarity. It has the potential to expand into the infinitely big or reduce into the infinitely small. Its patterns are too complex or irregular to be described by conventional Euclidean geometric language. Fractali touches the earth where art, nature, and science meet. Okay? Let's go into a little bit more here. Fractali offers you the golden key. The key that opens the portal that connects macrocosm to microcosm. She shows us that we are all part of a family of forms, indeed, an infinite continuity. Nature is designed in mathematical equations that underlie the fabric of existence. The realm of fractals is built on algorithms that simulate the way natural forms occur. These rules of growth reveal order hidden in chaos. And indeed, chaos is ordered. Fractal patterns exhibit self-similarity, which are patterns in which the smaller part reflect the pattern of the whole. When you look at something from far away, you see a pattern. When you look close up, you see the same pattern. Understanding the language of fractals is a key that unlocks the mystery of being, the golden key, which works with the golden mean, the phi ratio. The Fibonacci sequence defines the ratio by which a spiral expands its size while keeping its shape. The proportions of the human body conform to this ratio. I won't go into all the details here. I want to get to some other pieces. The patterns of your life reflect the patterns of the world. That's one key that you need to hear. Fractali encourages you to take note of your patterns. Take small, recurrent events and blow them up to a grand scale in your mind. Do you like how they look when they get amplified? If not, it's time to do something about the patterns and shift them into something you like to look at when they are big. Patterns will repeat themselves unless reconfigured with awareness. I have to tell you, this is very, very significant, relevant for this month. So for you to restructure your mind and understanding around the holistic nature of nature. By the way, this is what I teach, this is what I coach people on. So if you're looking for individual sessions, either in a divinatory capacity or in a life coaching capacity or with the holistic science of nature, I encourage you to reach out to me. The link is on here on the video, but it's going to be below as well. So let me see. So let's go down to the transmission for you as well. So the Dakini transmission, this is what Penny Slinger writes. I am she who holds the golden key. This is for you for this month. I am she who holds the golden key. Universes revolve in me. In fractal, complex simplicity, all is one, you see, speaking macrocosmically. The affirmations, I am part of everything and everything is part of me. I see the grand design and I do not doubt my place in it. What is your soul print? You need to get your archetypal profile done if you haven't done that already. I care for everything, the large and the small. So Sagittarius, it's a juicy one. Fractali's a great Dakini, and there's something with this project. I'll be curious to hear from some of you to see, you know, is it a creative project? Is it a work project? Is it a family project? Is it a housing project? You know, is it a project that you're working on with a collective, with a group, with a network on bringing new realities to the fore? So I wish you the best. Links are below. You can read the full PDF document on 7 Fractali below. If you'd like my services, the link is below. And until the next Alchemy Scope or the next video, I'll talk to you next time. Bye. Take care.